So good news, Hitler is not alive and living on the moon, a study confirms. I want to know who gave money towards this study. I mean, what idiot are you convincing? Yes, we're putting together a study and we would like $100,000. And yes, what's the study? Is it something about having to do with AI or VR or elongating human lives? No. We want to see if Hitler's alive and on the moon. It's going to take a lot of money to do this. I said 100,000, I meant 100 million because we have to commandeer a space shuttle and go up to the moon to see if he's there. Oh, sure, here's some money. Go get that study underway. Who is funding this study? This is a bunch of crapola. Ridiculous. Hitler's not alive and on the moon. Okay. After completing what they say is the first examination of Adolf Hitler's remains since World War II, a team of researchers has announced that the Nazi leader most definitely died in Berlin and therefore cannot possibly still be alive and on the moon. First of all, wouldn't he be like 120 years old or something if he was alive? I mean, at this point, guys, you Hitler conspiratorialists. Conspiratorialist? Is that a word? Sounds like a pretty big word. I'm pretty proud of that one. Yeah, you Hitler conspiratorialists, be damned. He would be well over 100 years old, right? So he can't be alive. So what are you talking about here? Also, being on the moon. I mean, we're just dealing with you have a cartoon epistemology. How about that? Do you like that? Another one. I'm breaking that up. Your worldview is like a Looney Tunes cartoon, man. If you think these things, stop thinking these things. Guys, get your brain together and be reasonable human beings. The people walking around saying Hitler's still alive and on the moon. The people who were saying like, oh, Jim Morrison's alive and in Hawaii. I mean, and Elvis is alive and he works at a Denny's. I mean, you gotta get a grip, man. Like, you know what? Use your brain power for more productive shit. All right? That's from me to you, a free tip. And I'm not very smart, and I even know better than that. Oh, okay, so the study was no easy feat, apparently. Over the past 73 years, Hitler's presumed corpse has been set on fire, secretly buried, dug up by the Soviets, hidden by the KGB, and finally ordered destroyed. Wow, I didn't know it went through all that. Hitler's person, meanwhile, has appeared in the fantasies of all manner of conspiracy theorists who insist the dead body is actually a fake. So last year, a team of French researchers persuaded the Russian government to let them inspect the last two bits of Hitler known to exist: a bullet-shot chunk of his skull and a set of disgusting teeth. Wow, that's all that's left? They convinced them to take... Hey, could you let us look at the remains of Hitler? Why do you want to... And the Russians are like, why do you want to do that? Well, we just want to... Crazy, but some of the guys on our staff, we were at lunch one day, and they were... I'm not gonna lie, these guys are a little wacky. Okay, their science is kind of out there. You know what I mean? They're not exactly. All right, look, they're not even exactly scientists. We don't even know where they came from, but they were like, hey, here's a theory: Hitler's alive and on the moon. And I was like, Bill, that is a crazy theory. Oh man! And then we were like, we should probably test this because we are scientists, and right now, technically, it's an unknown whether Hitler's on the moon or not. Technically, it's an unknown, and we thought, let's try and disprove this fact here. And so we're here. We want to just know, could we look at his skull, please, and his teeth, and his mustache? Whatever you have left over, we'll take it. I mean, just let us, we just want to make sure he's not alive on the moon. Russia was like, sure, come on in, you maniacs. There is no possible doubt. Our study proves that Hitler died in 1945. One of the authors of this paper that was published Friday in the European Journal of Internal Medicine. He did not flee to Argentina in a submarine. He is not in a hidden case in Antarctica, and he's not on the dark side of the moon. I don't care what Pink Floyd says. This professor is by no means the first researcher to try to debunk claims that Hitler survived past World War II, which have persisted for decades despite the derision of nearly all mainstream historians. But just in case this researcher is right, and his study really does mark the end of the Hitler survival fiction, we have memorialized the genre for the sake of posterity. We present below the many lives and deaths of Adolf Hitler in order of plausibility. So we have a list here of what could possibly have happened. Number one, Hitler died heroically in battle. Okay. Number two, Hitler lived. Perhaps Hitler lived. Okay. 3, Hitler had a great submarine escape. You guys might have heard of that theory. Number 4, the tropical adventures of Adolf Schüttelmeier and friends. Yes, the story of Hitler's retirement in South America on a beach. That's one of the ones that they've had out there. And then Another one is Hitler escaped to a secret Antarctic base, but don't worry, they nuked it. Okay. And lastly, the moon Hitler. Hitler on the moon. Well, we've debunked all of these now, I guess, thanks to the French, who did, I guess it was a necessary study, because there are people getting really high and telling their friends that Hitler's either alive on a beach or on the moon. You know those friends that you have. Yo, man, I read it on the internet, man. Yeah, Hitler's on the moon, bruh. He's on the moon playing badminton, man. You know, badminton on the moon lasts forever because when you hit the birdie up in the air, it takes so long to come down. He's been playing badminton, the same game, for over a month and a half, man. It's crazy. Oh, yeah.